For me, I've never come at this from a point of view of something's broken that needs fixing. It's more been about trying to enhance the great stuff that we do have here. But I do feel different in that I feel that there's a greater confidence in ourselves as leaders, in myself as a leader, in our team, and that there's a stronger culture. It's hard to put your finger on exactly what culture is, but I do sense it. I sense it in the interactions I have, the general sense of well-being that I see in the school, in staff, the fact that people pull together, but people have fun with each other. People want to engage in social activities together. Our teacher turnover is almost non-existent. People, they look after each other, and that might be different to how it would otherwise have been.
I know in the 18 years I've been ahead, there have been many courses about leadership skills, and quite a lot of them will give you strategies on how to manage difficult situations. And you could describe it as a need to control that situation, because the more you control it, the less likelihood is it will spiral somewhere else that you didn't want it to. So you're taught these strategies. And actually, on my Genie journey, I found out that I don't need to have that control, because sometimes other people have different solutions, and giving yourself that time to let those solutions come to the forefront of your mind is actually a far better strategy, because that solution is going to be more comfortable, it's more thought out, it's more reflective, and it's likely to get you to a better place quicker than something that you might have a bit more of a knee-jerk response to because you think you've got to act quickly. So there's been quite a shift in my mindset about how I deal with these things, and giving myself that time just to reflect and think things through carefully is a key strategy we use. We actually embed it in different aspects of school life too. So when we reply to emails and things like that, we give ourselves 48 hours. We've given ourselves clear time. So we're using that idea of giving yourself time to reflect and think carefully across lots of aspects of school life as well.
So I think the Schoolgenie Programme has had huge impact on my confidence, because it's really given me the skills to be able to have really clear, open discussions with individuals and push tricky conversations and be able to frame them and script them in a way that isn't threatening. So it could be with a member of staff I had a conversation with recently regards concerns to the change in her demeanour and a concern around well-being, and it allowed me to provide some feedback with the question and then move that into the listening space for her to talk. So for me, my confidence, it's tenfold, because I've got skills to be able to have any conversation I need to have. It allows me to frame the conversation, and the skills that I've developed allow me to move the conversation in the direction that I want it to be moved in, to support and to get the outcome that I want to achieve. Also, though, it allows me to use my skill set to where I don't need to achieve an outcome. I just need to provide a listening space for the person to achieve their outcome and work through the issue themselves. It's given me those skills as well. So I know whichever way the conversation starts to go, I have got the skill set through the Trust Revolution to be able to meet the need of the person.
This has all coincided with a personal journey I've been on. So about my own health and well-being, and suddenly realizing that again, you don't have to go at health and well-being. This isn't a list to be ticked. This isn't all right, I'll do 30 minutes of exercise, and I'll and I'll make sure I do some meditation, and I'm going to put 20 minutes every morning, I'm going to do some meditation. Sometimes these things end up as a whole long list, don't they? And then you pressure yourself into doing it. And I love tracking things. So, if you're going to give me a target, personally or professionally, I love tracking it every step of the way. And if I just look at that, the impact that's had, it's like, I don't need to track that, because actually what has come from this is this, I have definitely got an inner sense of my body kind of does it all on its own. I don't need to push and track and measure and think all the time and score. I don't need to do that, because the seeing and the being, this sense of calm is enabled me to tune in to myself. So I am far more in tune with my body and my mental state than I have ever been.
Yeah, in terms of what's possible now, I'm just so pleased with how far I've come myself as an individual. And I'm really pleased with how that's started to come across in school. And it's just starting to break into the trap that I think schools had got themselves into, where become a little bit more robotic about things, and forgetting that actually it's the people who are going to make the difference. So we're just starting to revisit that and go back to that thinking. So I think like you, anything's possible now, because people are starting to think just a little bit differently. It's okay to have that thinking, isn't it?